Good evening, everyone. How are you? How you guys doing? I saw. Hey, Ara, how are you? Rhonda, John McGinnis, Rosa, Darlene, Thomas, Donna Marion. Hello, Lauren, and Vicky. How's everyone doing? Monica, how are you? As promised, we are live. Why are my comments working? Hey, Louis, Susan. We are live from the Creeper Gallery, New Hope, Pennsylvania. Um, I'm going to give you guys a little tour, as I always do before we start. Hello, Deb. How are you? Cheryl? Tommy? How are you? Nancy? So, Creeper Gallery is on 7 West Bridge Street in New Hope, Pennsylvania, right over the bridge from Jersey to PA. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Judy. Hey, Teresa. So, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the store when you walk in. Before we get started on the investigation, I'm going to turn my camera around to give you guys a better view of the entire store here. So there you go. This is what I see. Literally the front door is behind me. And then when you walk in, this is what you see at the counter. Donna Marion, that you all know and love. She acquires a lot of the things in here. She also creates a lot of the things in here. Donna is a very talented artist. So again, when you look around, a lot of the things you're seeing are Donna's creations. And basically it covers every inch of this store. I don't know what it is, but that puppet there freaks me out. I can totally see like that head moving and those eyes opening in the middle of the night. And then you got, again, everything here. Donna's business partner is Madame Clara. A lot of his artwork is in here as well, including, I believe these are Madame Clara. But again, everything, if you come to the shop, this is what you see first before you go in and you see the haunted objects. All of this great artwork in every corner of the building. Hey, Naomi. Again, I mentioned Madame Clara. That's Donna's business partner right there. Lots of cool stuff. We got the murder boxes here, murder rooms. And then we go there. That's where the magic happens, people. Red room. Where all the haunted objects are. Hello, Christine. And there's my favorite haunted object in the world.
Boom!
Yeah. Comedy is not our forte. This is the red room.
Yes. Yes, it is.
This is the red room. I'm ignoring you for now.
You always ignore me.
Where all the haunted objects are.
What?
Yeah, cat balls going off because Chris is
I moved. I hit the
around everywhere.
Yeah. Not moving around
Everywhere. So we got all the haunted objects here, all around us in the red room where we usually investigate all the objects. Some may look familiar. There's some new stuff. Tonight is Dollapalooza. That's what we're naming tonight's episode. Dollapalooza. Why do you ask? Because we have a headless doll. And the head is in the box where it should be. And then there's another little doll right there. And there's the body of the doll. And then we have some more dolls down there, which will be after the first doll with no head. And then we're going to reinvestigate something for a little bit that we've gotten some new information on to see if we could get any more kind of communication from it based on the new information that we have that may be relevant. There's, remember that one, right? Speaking of dolls, BAM. Again, Memory Lane. That was a pretty active one too right there. Surprised that one hasn't sold yet. So this is the red room. Give you a look. We are getting ready. Everything is kind of turned on. All the equipment is around the object. Feels kind of creepy. Well, we're going to find out in a minute. I got a weird feeling about the headless doll. That's why I tried that one first, because I don't know. I get the kind of heebie-jeebies from that one.
Well, since I pulled it out, I've been nauseous. Really nauseous.
Well, you might want to go first then.
No.
I'm not doing 2 hours by myself here. You know?
I just said I'm really nauseous.
So go first. Get it over with.
That's what's making me nauseous since I pulled it out.
Making her irritable too, as you could tell. All right. I guess I'm going to start here.
Of course.
Whenever you're ready. Of course. Of course. I think there's demonic possession going on here, but it has nothing to do with the headless doll. You got the flashlight on the floor. I got this one. I'm going to turn on hither.
Hither.
Ah! Looks like it's been a while here, but it really hasn't. Some light for me. Do you have the...
I do. Right there.
Tell me if they can see. You got the pictures and stuff on there, and I can't really see. Is that good?
There's
Higher?
a headstone. Yes, that's fine. There's a headstone. There's a person's face. There inside. There's a woman. If you open that up. No, it's not hormones. And her headstone. Okay.
So, according to what I'm reading here, the title of the card is Helen's Haunted Dolls. Helen Barnum, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Hill McCullough, that's a mouthful, was married to Dr. John Moore McCullough Jr. Helen was born 1837, lived to 1906. The doctor was born 1835, lived to 1897, so she outlived him. They had 5 children, but only 2. Louisa and Isabel survived past infancy. That's sad. The doctor died young from asthma. He was from Lexington, Kentucky. The remains of these dolls date back to the early 1800s, but have not survived unscathed, obviously. Claims of singing can be heard in the vicinity of the dolls, and they have been known to topple over for no reason, which could explain the condition of the larger wax doll, that one there. So we have Dr. John McCullough, we have Helen McCullough. Unfortunately, they lost 3 children in infancy. And there's a picture of them there with this big old mustache, headstone, Kentucky. Okay. Good evening, Doctor and Helen. My name is John. This is Chris behind me. You are fairly new to this place because we haven't seen you before or met you before. We are people that come in to try to communicate with people who have passed that may either be around or come in to the area if we're speaking to things that belong to them, that matter to them, just to see if we can connect with you, find out whatever you want to tell us about your life, your children, your family, anything you want to share with us. We're open to listening. The purpose of us being here is just to connect with you and communicate with you and see if you are still around any of these objects that belong to Helen. Again, dolls, I'm sure have seen better days. The head is missing and the foot is missing, but it's been around for a very long time. This is the year 2023. So
I think one of the hands are gone too.
What?
One of the hands are gone too.
Yeah, you're talking 200 years now. So that doll's seen a lot of things. Helen, you did live to the age of, to the year you died in, you passed in 1906. So I'm not sure if any of these things would be familiar to you that we use. You see these glowing things that are around the doll, all around the doll. They won't hurt you at all. Doctor, they won't hurt you either. They react to energy like electricity and temperature and things like touching and movement. They help us communicate with you because we can't see you and hear you even if you're standing there. So the way to interact with us and let us know that you're there for now would be to just move around the doll, even the small doll there. Just move your hand. You see this little rainbow circle here? That's just me moving my fingers, and it lights up like the colors of the rainbow. These lights will change colors like the rainbow. Nothing will hurt you. Look, I'm touching it with my finger. It's not hurting me. These Easter eggs here have the word yes and no written on it. This blue one that the green light is on says yes. You just kind of wiggle that with your fingers a little, and it lights up and twinkles like the stars. The other one says no, that's yellow. I don't have any other cat balls here. I don't know if anyone brought the box with me. No, I don't think so. Oh, well. But again, these are the things, and this is a music box. I'm just doing that with my fingers. I'm making music, and I'm lighting things up like the rainbow in the sky. Nothing here hurts me, and it won't hurt you, I promise. So we're going to try in a few different ways to hopefully talk to you and interact with you. I'm going to put these down here too. Okay. And anything you're willing to tell us or share with us, we'd be happy to hear it about your life, about your children. If the doctor wants to talk about what kind of medicine you practice, anything, we're here to listen and to talk. That's it. So we're going to try a few different ways to hear your voice. Somebody said that the claims are that singing can be heard around the dolls. Of course, I have the bad flashlight. We'd love to hear you singing, Helen, if that is you singing. Any songs that you want to share with us, maybe your favorites. We might not be able to hear them if you're singing now, but at some point we are going to be able to hear. So again, if you feel like singing, we'd love to hear it. So let's try first, Doctor or Helen, if you prefer that I call you Mrs. McCullough, I'll do that. Mrs. McCullough, is that proper? Would you prefer that instead of Helen? Let's try first by showing us that you're in that area and that you're around those dolls. Okay. If you're coming in from anywhere else, the energy will see the shift in movement and energy from that area. If you're attached to the dolls and coming out, same thing, we'll be able to see it. This isn't any weird kind of magic or, black magic. This is just what we use now in the modern age to communicate with people that have passed. Sort of kind of like a seance-ish, but not really in that none of us are mediums. We can't really communicate with people that have passed. We have to use things that let us know that somebody's there, like these things. So let's try that first. Use your energy, stand in that area, and hopefully we'll see some kind of reaction in that section right around the dolls. That small doll, kind of, if you don't mind. That's me making that go off. I'm just going to pick up this small doll here.
I thought you were going to pick up the head. Like, why would you want to pick up the head?
This small doll here looks like, I have a small doll that's kind of similar to this one. This one here.
You
I'm
saw
sure
that,
at one
right?
time this had hair.
You saw that the static fingers went off, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm sure at one time this had hair and it was part of another collection, as was that doll there that you owned. Time has really been cruel.
Do you think those dolls had hair?
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Looks like it was kind of torn off. But I'm sure time has gotten to these dolls, but they're still here. And that's got to be something that they didn't wind up in a landfill or garbage or somewhere. Should these be together? If someone's going to buy these dolls, and they may buy them separately. Would you prefer if they remain together because they were part of your collection? I'm going to put this doll back here. Actually, I'm going to pick this up just to test a little theory here.
Huh. The one on the thing's going off too.
Yeah, that one too.
Your light's too bright on you for us to really catch it.
Every time I lift it up. This one? See that?
Yeah.
What about that one over there too? Could you make them both light up together? Can you do that? Maybe side by side, the one in my hand and the one next to it. If you want me to put it back. What do you think? It just works by you touching it. See, I put it in front of that one, nothing, and then I move it over. What do you think? I'll put it back if you want me to. I'm going to put this back here. I'm going to put your doll back. Okay, I'll put that one back where I found it. Right up there. Now let's try EVP first because...
Oh, they went off. As soon as you turned your back.
You happy that I put it back? Again, I'm not trying to disrespect you, Miss McKella. I really just want to talk with you. Chris is over there. She's a female, obviously. Would you rather talk to her than me? Do you feel it's more respectful to you if a female were to speak with you? We could just switch spots. I'll sit over there. She could sit here. The worst pain in my ear.
I'm telling you,
Weird.
the nausea is just like
No, I have a
over.
pain in my ear.
You have pain in your ear.
Yeah.
How did she die? Does it say?
Doesn't, I don't think. No. I mean, she lived till, she was 63.
The static's going
No,
off again.
she was 69. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to try something where we could actually hear your voice. And it'd be great if we could hear you sing. That would really be special for us.
I would love to hear you sing.
So we're going to try asking you some questions. If you want to answer them, if you want to sing, whatever you want to do, we'd love to hear your voice either way. Okay? I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to turn it on, and I would very much appreciate it. You or the doctor, if you would answer any questions out loud, we'll be able to hear them after. Okay? If you're not okay with that, could you light up either one of those V fingers again? If it's something you don't want to participate in. Okay. So let me grab the folder here so I have the information. I'm gonna hit record. Good evening, Dr. McKella and Miss McKella. If either of you were here with Helen's doll, could you please say your first name out loud? Can you please tell me where you both lived? Dr. McKella passed away from a condition. What condition did he suffer from? Could you please tell me the name of one of your children? Helen, what did you call this doll? The one that has no head right now. Did that doll have a name? How many dolls would you estimate that you had in your collection? Are you okay with me speaking with you and asking you questions, either you or the doctor? I'd love to hear you sing. Could you please sing something for me? What was your favorite song? What would you like to see happen to these dolls that belong to you? I believe it was after the second question. I thought I heard a voice in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if it's going to pick it up because that's why I looked at you and I turned my head because I thought I heard someone say something next to me, but I'm hoping the recorder caught it because that would be really, really cool.
Mary just asked, did she sing in church?
Good evening. Good evening, Dr. McCalla and Miss Dr. McCalla and Miss Dr. McCalla and Miss
In between.
Dr. McCalla and Miss evening, Dr. McCalla and Miss McCalla. And he died of asthma. If either of you were here with Helen's doll, could you please say your first name out loud? What was his first name? John?
I hear something from here.
Kevin or Heaven? It's really faint though.
It is.
Right there. I don't know if it's Kevin or Heaven. His name was John. Was it Kevin or Heaven? Maybe said Heaven. Can you please tell me where you both lived? I heard the voice after the third question, maybe. Dr. McKellar passed away from a condition. What? Passed away from a condition. What? From a condition. What? I don't know if she's saying from a stop condition. What? Dr. McKellar passed away from a condition. What? Passed away from a condition. What? Away from a condition. What? What condition did he suffer from? What condition did he suffer from? Oh my God. What condition did he suffer from? What? It's a breath, but it's a word. What condition did he suffer from? What condition did he suffer from? You hear that? I can't make it out though. What condition did he suffer from? Right there. What condition did he suffer from? Hear it? The breath? What condition did he suffer from?
Which would make sense when it came down to
Could you please tell me the name of one of your children? Helen, what did you call this doll? I think this the one that has no head right now. Did that doll have a name? How many dolls would you estimate that you had in your collection? Are you okay with me speaking with you and asking you questions, either you or the doctor? You hear that breath? Oh my God, how long did that go on for? You hear how long that goes on for? Listen. It's still going on. Do you hear how long that went on for? Right here. Wow. They hear that?
yeah.
I'd love to hear you sing. Could you please sing something for me?
It's again in the background.
Yeah. I'd love to hear you sing. Could you please sing something for me?
There's this breath.
What was your favorite song? What would you like to see happen to these dolls that belong to you?
There's a voice.
Yeah. What the hell? It's. Can we get out?
Doesn't it say I'm sorry?
Wait. I don't know.
It sounds like I'm
It's really
sorry.
hard. I don't think so.
Or I'm sick.
Yeah, that's what it may sound like. That
I'm
sounds
sick.
a lot more like it.
I'm sick.
Yeah, a lot more like I'm sick. I first thought I heard I'm simple, or it's simple. Yeah,
I'm sick.
that sounds more like him than her coming through there. Doctor, you're obviously a man of science. The things that we use are science based. The things that you see all around the doll, the theories are that spirits are energy, and we're measuring things like temperature, static electricity. Yeah,
Oh
bam. Did you see
my
that? I told you.
goodness.
I told you.
Thank you.
Good. So you understand. We
Please tell me you
understand
guys
each
saw
other.
that.
That's good, because what these things that are around the doll, like I said, are based on theories, scientific theories that spirits are energy, us without the bodies, that we're energy based beings. And we're measuring that energy with those lights all around. We're measuring temperature, we're measuring static electricity. So I was kind of hoping you would kind of pick up on that and understand that and try to kind of prove that by doing exactly what you did there. So I really appreciate that. I'm going to introduce you to another theory, Doctor, that radio frequencies, white noise. People believe that uh, spirits can transmit their voice over these different sound waves, over the different frequencies, and using the white noise to do that. So I'm going to show you this box here that kind of generates that, and hopefully we could hear you more clearly, and you could answer some more questions, or we could hear Helen speak. Either one of you is fine with me, but I'm going to turn it on now, and I want you to just try to talk out loud, the same way you were doing with the recorder here. Okay, that was pretty good.
That was really good. I mean, that was right on. As soon as you said it, it was boom, lit right up.
It's easy when they're men of science. It's kind of easy to reach them.
Wow.
Little noisy, Doctor. Apologize for that. Are you here, Doctor? I'm here. Doctor, what's your first name, please? We have the same first name. If either of you are here, could you say hello, please? You get that? What happened to that doll? What is it missing? Two things, actually.
Adam? No.
A secret.
Somebody said something about a secret. It said, I see you or a secret? Doctor, do you see us? How do we appear to you? What do you know what you passed from, Doctor? What happened to you?
Okay.
It's a good one. Do you know what condition did you have that affects your breathing? Could you tell us, please?
See.
I didn't get that one either.
It's wrong.
Didn't get that one either. Something about the lights. Okay, last chance, Doctor. We're going to shut this off. What about your wife, Helen? Is she here? I'd like to hear a female. Can we please speak to Helen? No? You want to try to do one EVP session with it? Or because
Yeah.
I got him. I mean, curious if you can get her to come
Yeah,
through.
I'll give it a shot and see what happens.
You know?
But this is where you guys, I'm gonna try to do a quick EVP session, and as soon as I ask a few questions, I'm gonna turn to John. For you guys, that's like if you guys put questions down that you want John to relay, and we'll ask them. And now's the time to think of questions that you want asked, and John will tell me as soon as I'm done. Okay?
I'll pretend to.
You got it.
Oh, I don't get the pad, huh?
Yeah, otherwise I won't do that. So her name is Helen, and his name is John. Okay, Helen. John was communicating with John. And funny enough, I actually suffer from asthma. I've been in the hospital many times because of it, unfortunately, growing up. And it's a very bad disease. It's horrible. So if that's how John died, I am truly sorry. It's the worst thing not being able to breathe. And they didn't have medication back in your time to treat you for that. There was new medication just introduced when I was growing up. So again, like I said, I completely understand. So Helen, I'm going to try to do what John did with John and ask you questions, okay? So we're just going to start that. I'm going to leave the recorder right over there, all right? Somehow I just feel like I should. Does she, like, if I move that doll, would it, like, is it precocious or can I just pick it up and it's fine?
I don't know. Do it. Find out.
I'm going to hold her.
I can always use a new TikTok video.
You could always use a TikTok video. Again, I'm not nauseous like I was before. Okay. I wonder why wax. Why you make it up? This can't be a doll that you play with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably collectibles.
It must have been of an image of somebody, or you think? Okay. All right, Helen. I'm going to start this. And this doll belonged to her grandmother. The grandmother, or was her? She was the grandmother of two kids, Helen and Lee. Two different people. Later on. Okay. I'm babbling. Let's go. Helen, did you sing for the church? How many children did you have, Helen? How did you treat John when John had his asthma attacks? My mother hummed a lot when she worked in the house. Is that what you did? Did you hum, sing songs? What would you like to see happen with these dolls of yours, Helen? Is there anything that I can do for you, Helen?
What year is it for you? What kind of doctor was John McKellar?
Would you like to see the head of your doll put back on the body? Is there anything that you would like to say, Helen, that we did not ask? Thank you, Helen.
Man,
I'll set you right there very carefully. Here we go. Let's go. Helen, did you sing for the church? It's like an asthmatic. How many children did you have, Helen? Let's go. Did you sing? Oh, yeah. How many children you have, and listen. How many children did you have, Helen? How did you treat John when John had his asthma attacks? My mother hummed a lot when she worked in the house. Is that what you did? Did you hum, sing songs?
I hear the breathing. I hear the breathing.
What would you like to see happen with these dolls of yours, Helen? Is there anything that I can do for you, Helen? No.
I hear Martha.
Yeah.
What year is it for you? What kind of doctor was John McKellar?
Would you like to see the head of your doll put back on the body?
What was that? Play that back. You don't hear that?
Trying to say something.
No. Go back to the question.
Would you like to see the head of your doll put back on the body? Is there anything that you would like to say, Helen, that we did not ask?
I heard someone humming, but I guess I didn't.
Thank you, Helen.
She doesn't seem to be talking at all.
No.
If anything, he came through a little bit, and then that was it.
Yeah. She did, but when you said about the church, singing in the church, she went, yeah. That's what thought we got in the beginning.
Oh yeah, somebody
all.
said she thought she heard humming too. Maybe that was
I
it.
could have sworn I heard humming.
Maybe
but I
that was in the
wasn't sure.
room while you were playing that back. It was in
Maybe
the
like
room.
out here.
I mean, I'll be able to hear it
Because
when
I didn't hear it from there.
No, when I rewatched it live, I'll be able to hear it. But I could have swore I heard. Oh,
there's her hand. Her hand's in her hand, and it is with her head. Oh wow. Okay.
I didn't hear any whistles. I heard a hum. It sounded like.
Well, you heard that. Whatever that was. Okay, so would you like to go move on to the next one?
Doctor, we're going to finish up here. Helen, we're going to give you a last opportunity here to again try to communicate with us and interact with us in any way. If you want us to continue, we'll give you the chance to kind of show us that. if you should put the dolls back up there so they can.
Yeah, the only thing
Because
that's
that's where the
changed is
energy
there's
would be.
ice cold air that just came through here. Can
Could
you
you
feel
put the dolls
anything?
back? So
I'm gonna put them back. That's what I'm trying to do. But did you hear what I just said? That there's ice cold air that just came through here. It's like as soon as you said that you're gonna give it one more chance to like try to communicate or whatever, it was just like ice, just like cold, just came blowing right through. All right. Did you have to tilt it a little bit to get this
I had
there?
to lean it forward.
Yeah. There you go. Put your head back. There you go. Very carefully. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna step away. Give you some space.
Okay, doctor or Helen, we're going to give you one more chance here. If you want to still continue. See, they're saying that they heard music or humming too. If you want to continue speaking with us again, doctor, I explained the science behind what we do. Anything lights up over there or shows a different color from the energy or from movement, we'd be happy to continue. If not, we're going to move on and try to speak with somebody else. Okay. I just want to give you one last chance here to kind of show us. Do appreciate everything that you did for us, though. Hopefully, we'll get to speak to you again at another point. Okay. All right. Good enough.
They're ready. Thank you. That's my hand, guys. That's why I went dark. There you go. There you go.
So there you go.
I'm a goonie.
Put you down over here in the corner. There you go. There you go.
People are asking if you have that little obelisk thing that you use.
Yeah. All right. You should have luck with multiple dogs.
No, I'm not anywhere over there. So if you saw a shadow, I don't know what you saw. Lorraine said she saw a shadow on the left. My butt is in a chair.
These aren't going to stand up by themselves, so I'm going to have to kind of lay these down, unfortunately. You want to? I'll show them. Yeah, these won't sit up, so I kind of lay them down. Light is in there, right there. There you go. Oh, that's creepy enough. So there's 3 dolls. A smaller one, a middle, and a bigger one together. There you go. And the light. And there's the information. You have more dolls.
Not just dogs, creepy dogs.
These dolls belong to the 13 children of Mary Ann Day and John Brown. Only 4 survived in childhood. Wow, only 4 out of 13. Eesh.
Wow.
Claims are these dolls belong to Sarah Brown, born May 11th, 1834 in New Richmond, PA, and died of, I don't know what that word is,
Dysentery.
dysentery, dysentery
Yeah.
at the age of 9. What is dysentery? Many voices heard and activity surrounds them. Do we know what dysentery is? Anybody want to tell us what dysentery is?
Is it like a viral infection or something?
Please feel free
that
to type
overtakes
that
the
up.
body. Those look horrific. Oh, diarrhea. That's dysentery. Well,
Really?
that's a symptom of it.
Okay. So it is a viral thing, perhaps?
Yeah.
I gotta move
A
the
lot
chest
of people die of dysentery.
off of that.
Infection in the intestines,
Oh, wow.
gastric.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's can't be
Thank
fun.
you, guys.
Okay. Here we go again. You don't want to start this one?
No.
Let Mary Ann Day, John Brown claims the also belong to Sarah Brown. Okay. Born May 11th, 1834. She was only 9 when she passed. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Geez. Yeah, that's a tough one. Hello, Sarah. My daughter's name is Sarah, by the way. So that's a coincidence. I have a daughter who I also named Sarah. She's older now. I love the name Sarah. I actually named my daughter after a song. That's how I came up with my daughter Sarah's name. We just want to talk with you, Sarah, or your parents, Mary Ann or John, if either of you are present as well. We want to talk to any of you. I know this is kind of strange and maybe even a little bit scary to you, but we are friendly people that come in here and try to speak to whoever may still be around or with things that belong to them and were special to them, like their dolls. But there's lots of things in this room that belong to people that meant a lot to them, that they kept with them all the time, that, that meant a lot to them, and these dolls apparently belong to you, Sarah, and I'm guessing they're very important to you. My name is John. This is Chris. Again, all we want to do is talk with you, hear your voice. You can talk to us. You can tell us about you, tell us about your life, your family, your mom and dad. There you go. See it
Oh.
from the doll.
Yep.
Now, you see those things there? Those are kind of toys that we bring with us that you could play with along with your doll. Yeah, along with your dolls. And they all light up like the rainbow in the sky. As long as you move around your doll, or if you walk around over here in this area and just wave your hands around or try to touch all those things over there that have colors to them, even these pink or purple dots that you see up there, even if you wave your hands around them, they're going to change all the colors of the rainbow. Blue, yellow, red. Same with these circles here. See this? It's a rainbow circle. See that? Just by moving my fingers around the circle, I can make it light up all different colors, like rainbows in the sky. And then here I have a music box. See that? That's just by me using my fingers. All I did was touch it, and it made music. It didn't hurt me. It won't hurt you. I promise you that. And then we have Easter eggs down here. The yellow one says the word no. The blue one that I'm pointing at says yes. And all you got to do is tap them with your finger. And see that? They twinkle like the stars in the sky. See that? Isn't that cool for Easter eggs? And then they'll stop, and then you can touch them, and they'll twinkle like that again.
And it was just these. Oh. She likes the static dome.
Now, nothing there will hurt you in any way. I promise you that, Sarah. Yes. Okay, good. So you figured it out. Good. Now, Sarah, you could be standing there talking to us, running around in that area, and we can't see you, so we don't know if you're there or not. We can only tell if you're touching all those toys that we put there. We can see that you're doing it. Okay? So maybe do that if you want to answer some questions, or just to let us know you're there. We're going to try a few different things to talk to you, okay? If you're uncomfortable with me, Sarah, and you don't want me here, that yes egg, Easter egg that you just touched, you could touch that again, and I promise you I'll go back there and Chris will sit over here while I'm sitting, and you can talk to her. I don't want to scare you. That's not why I'm here. I'm here just to talk to you. So if you touch that Easter egg that says yes again, the blue one, I promise you that I will go away from here and I'll go over there. Okay? I don't want to scare you. Okay. Well, that's good. Mr. and Miss Brown, Mrs. Brown, Mary Ann, or John. I think I remember that name. Why isn't it? Were both husbands John? Was that last one John? Yeah, Dr.
Mhm.
John. Wow, what a weird coincidence that is.
A lot of Johns
Um,
in the room. No, there's nothing.
John Brown or Marianne Brown, if you were here as well and you could hear me, same thing. If you just move around in that area around Sarah's dolls, we'll know that you're there, and we would like to talk to you as well about your life and your family. People are saying that they hear voices around these dolls. Sarah, is that you talking when they hear those voices? Are you still playing with your dolls and talking to them like you used to before? We'd love to hear your voice. If you are, that'd be really great for us. What if I were to pick up one of those dolls? Would you be okay with that? I laid them down so they wouldn't fall or get broken, because they've been together this long. They should stay together, right? That's what we want too.
Would you mind trying your little box down there?
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I want you to think about some words that you want to say out loud. Don't say them yet. I'm going to turn on this little magic box right here. And when you say those words, I'm going to be able to see them, not hear them, on this magic box right here. So when I turn it on, I'm turning it on now. I want you to think really, really hard about what words you want to say, maybe one or two, or you want to tell me about you or your name or anything you want to tell me about the dolls. Just think of some words and just say them out loud. Okay? Think really, really hard. Okay?
Oh,
Now,
she lit the lights.
says, I'm sorry.
And the lights went off.
There.
Yes. Don't be sorry. That was cool that
What
you
are you
did that.
sorry for, Sarah? You made those lights light up. That was nice. You made them change colors. There's no reason for you to be sorry for anything. Please tell me more. Well, what would you be sorry for? What else do you want me to know? Go ahead. Perhaps later. Oh, that is funny.
Wow.
Perhaps later.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Well, perhaps later. Sarah, I have a daughter and a son, and it's kind of strange and funny in a way, because my daughter's name is your name, and your father's name is my name, and my son is also named John. So that's kind of strange and different. It says that you lived in Ohio, which isn't, it's far, but not crazy far. And it says that you were real sick at the age of 9 years old, that you got really sick and something happened to you. Do you remember that at all, Sarah? Do you remember getting really, really sick?
Patricia Guest asked, was her father the John Brown of Harper's Ferry?
How would I know that?
I don't know if it was on the card or not.
No, not at all. It says, no, it just says New Richmond, PA, died of, they were from New Richmond, PA, and she passed in Ohio.
Oh, Donna said yes.
Oh, see, how would I know that?
Yeah, it's not on the card. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So, Sarah, I'm going to try to talk to you, and this way we're going to try another magic trick that we can do that won't hurt you. You may find it funny, or you may find it exciting. We have this small little box here, another small box. This one, you might actually be able to hear your own voice, even if you can't hear it out loud, and we can't hear it out loud. This little magic box here, we may be able to hear your voice. So I'm going to ask you some questions out loud, and I want you to answer.
And just so
Okay.
you know, her father was hanged John was hanged.
Wow, it's getting better. So we'll ask him, John Brown, are you here? Sarah's father, John Brown? Are you around these dolls along with your daughter? We just found out some horrible news about what happened to you. I don't want to repeat it because if Sarah is here, I don't want to upset her. John, are you present with us around these dolls? Any movement or anything you do in that area, we'll be able to kind of see if you're there. And you can answer as well when I turn on this magic box that I was telling Sarah about.
So this was a family with 13 children?
Yeah.
And only 4 lived?
Yeah.
And the father dies from hanging because he was part of a raid, with a Harper's Ferry raid. And he was hanged for it. I mean, there's a lot of tragedy here.
I didn't want to upset Sarah with that. You just did that, so. All right, Sarah. Let's try, okay? Isn't it weird how she touched the egg only one time? Right?
Yeah, and the she just kind of gave the static dome a little try.
I'm gonna try something else here before I do that. Okay, Sarah? I'm gonna get some of these cat balls here. I'm gonna put these up here, okay? On top of your dolls, if that's okay. Make it easier for you. Okay, I put those up there because maybe that's better for you. You can just see the twinkly balls up there, and they just work by you touching it with your finger like this. Watch. See, touch, 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 touch. That's it. Nothing more than that. Makes them twinkle like the stars. All right. Why don't you try? Could you try for me, please? And we can play a game.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Try to touch those twinkly little circles now, the twinkly little balls. They look like marbles, but they twinkle like the stars. And all you got to do is touch them. Just a quick tap, tap with your finger. Want to try it? Come on, I think you could do it if you really tried. All right, let's see if John Brown or Sarah Brown is willing to talk. Again, John Brown, if you're here.
His 2 sons died with him, so you know.
Ay, ay, ay. John Brown, we don't know the sons' names.
No, and the John Brown was a fanatic, religious fanatic.
So John Brown, if you were here, we would appreciate if you were to come forward and speak to us as well. We don't mean to disrespect your memory or the memory of your children or your family or your daughter. We just want to communicate with her or with you. You could tell us what happened to you, why your life ended the way it did, whether you think that was justified or wrong. Anything you want to tell us, please feel free to share it. We're happy to listen, to hear anything you want to tell us, even if it's not related to how you passed, just about your family, whatever you want to share. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the recorder. I'm going to put it over here on the floor. And first, I'm going to try to talk to Sarah. Sarah, if you're here and you could hear me, I turned on that magic box I was telling you about. Could you please say hi to myself and to Chris? Sarah, how old are you? What's your favorite color? How many dolls are there that are together up there on that shelf? Stomach. Which which of those dolls is your favorite, and did you give it a name? John Brown, if you're here with us, can you please say your name? John, how did your life end? Was anybody with you when that happened to you? Who is it that's around these dolls that they hear talking?
What is your favorite toy? What were the names of the two brothers that died with the father?
I try to dance around the subject in case it is a little girl. But okay. Great to hear their voice, either one of them.
Well, the names were Oliver and Watson, and then a third son was captured and hanged later.
Put it over here on the floor. And first, I'm going to try to talk to Sarah. Sarah, if you're here and you could hear me, I turned on that magic box I was telling you about. Could you please say hi to myself and to Chris? Sarah, how old are you? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? Tap on the microphone. That's weird. How many dolls are there that are together up there on that shelf? Stomach. Which of those dolls is your favorite, and did you give it a name? John Brown, if you're here with us, can you please say your name? Can you please say your name? I said Brown, but it's not real clear. John, how did your life end? Was anybody with you when that happened to you? Who is it that's around these dolls that they hear talking?
What is your favorite toy? What were the names of the two brothers that died with the father?
One. Not nothing. Not even one.
Mm-mm.
That's kind of strange. Very strange. I'm gonna try the box one more time because she said perhaps later. One more time. Whoever that said perhaps later. Anything else you want to share that you could tell us about you, whether Sarah or John or any of the family members? God, I didn't realize how many had passed
A lot
away.
of tragedy.
14, that doesn't make any sense at all. Weird pain on the back of my neck. I don't want to touch it.
Is there anything at all that you can say to us before we go?
It's just, can you see me? We can't see you.
No, we can't see you. We wish we could, but we can't.
I'm gonna try the spirit box. My ribs.
You all right?
My ribs killing me. I'm gonna actually try holding on to the dolls. It's down here. I'll put that down there.
No, there's nothing on the SLS. I've been watching it.
It's so weird. Again, it's small, medium, large. I'm gonna bring you guys over here. There you go. So hopefully, one of you have a hole in your head.
What?
Yeah, that one has a hole in its head. I'm going to hold on to you if you need any energy. You could borrow it from me if you need it. I'm going to turn this box on here, and hopefully you're willing to talk out loud, and we could hear you, John. If this is you, oh, are you not happy that I'm holding them? That I removed them? Is that what that's from? Would you like me to put them back? Could make that light up green and red again. And I'll put them back up on the top shelf there. All right. I was saying that, John, if this is you, you could speak and hopefully we could hear you. Sarah as well. Just talk out loud and we might be able to hear you, okay? Just try really, really hard.
It's just cold in here. That's what the air in here is like.
First name only. Tell me who's here, please.
Saying.
I don't know what he said.
Sound like Shane.
No. What did he say? Something about Jersey, something knee. Hold on a minute. I knew that. That's a girl just said that. I'm going to put the recorder over here. Okay, now we might be able to hear you a little better. Any of the names of the people that are here that are with these dolls? Tell me your name, please. Who's here that's connected to these dolls? John, is this you? John, if this is you, what is your last name? John, what happened to you and your sons? Could you please tell me? What I want to hear from John Brown. What happened to him? I thought I heard something there. How many dolls are here? Somebody said they were thirsty. It sounded like a girl. Sarah, is that you?
What would you like to drink?
So what color were their dresses? Could you tell me that? Did they have hair? What color was their hair on the dolls? On this doll here? What color was her hair on this one, the bigger one? All right, except for the very beginning. The very beginning.
Everybody said after that they all heard Sadie.
In the beginning?
Yes. Before you started recording, and I said I thought I heard Shane. They said they all heard Sadie.
Yeah.
A lot of people said
I
Sadie,
wonder who Sadie is.
and a lot of people said that they heard 13.
I heard how do or
Yeah, I
howdy,
heard the how do.
or howdy, how do. I'll turn this down. It's going to be really loud. Okay, now we might be able to hear you a little better. Any of the names of the people that are here that are with these dolls? Tell me your name, please. Who's here that's connected to these dolls?
Howdy.
Howdy.
That was pretty clear. Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy. John, is this you? It's you? John, is this you?
It's,
John, is this you? John, is this you? I thought she said help me through, but then it says, is this you?
it sounds like him first, and then she talks over him.
It sounded almost like help me through, but John, is this you? It's help me through. John, if this is you, what is your last name? This is you. What is your last name? It's me. John, if this is you. What is your last name? Here it sounds like it's me. What is your last name? I thought it was. There's a lot there, but it's quick. John, what happened to you and your sons? Could you please tell me? They wanted to do what? They want to be the cop or something. Tell us something about be the cop. They want to be the cop. I want to hear from John Brown what happened to him. From John Brown, what happened to him? Listen. What? I want to hear from John Brown what happened to him. It says, no, you don't. Don't you dare tell him. I want to hear from John Brown what happened to him. Don't you dare tell him.
No, you don't. Don't you dare tell him.
No, you don't. What? I want to hear from John Brown what happened to him. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Wow.
I thought I heard something there. Cover up. I thought I heard something there.
Cover up. That's so clear.
I thought I heard something there. Cover up. How many dolls are here? How many dolls are here? Something there. How many dolls are here? So you're saying I'm 13. I thought I heard something there. How many dolls are here? Someone says I'm 13. Somebody said they were thirsty. It sounded like a girl. I heard that's I'm 13. Stars on you?
What would you like to drink?
So what color were their dresses? Pink. So what color were their dresses?
Yeah, pink.
So what color were their dresses? Pink. That's pretty clear. There's a girl too. Can you tell me that? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me that?
Glad you did.
No. So what color were their dresses? Could you tell me that?
It's something did.
Did they have hair? What color was their hair on the dolls? On this doll here. What color was her hair? On this one, the bigger one. One. Man talking away. Joe did it? All right. Except for the that wasn't bad though.
No, so here were some of the things that people thought they heard. Wig, no, it's a wig, or glad you did. I just did.
That's me.
So those were a few little comments there. Joe did it. Oh, that was you. You hit it, right? I got all excited. I looked up and saw that, and I'm like, okay, nope, that was you.
All right, so we could try one more EVP session with that.
The lights just went up above. The blue lights.
Did they? Maybe
Yeah,
we
did
should
everybody
try
see
that.
it? Do what?
I mean, if they just went off again.
No, let's try because it gets. You just want to move on and try the next one.
Well, the next one we're going to spend a whole lot of time with.
No, but we only have like 20 minutes.
Is that what you said? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. You put a clock on it now?
Yep. I would actually like to see if you tried that box one more time with them in your lap like you did, or did you already do that with it and they were in your lap when you did it?
No.
Good night, those that had to leave.
All right. I'll move on to the last thing, which is it's a redo with some new information. Did you bring it out or no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Did you just knocked it off of there?
No, it slid off.
Sure.
Sure enough. Again, not one single stick figure tonight. Nada.
So the first time we investigated this, we were the title on the card is Jacob's Knife, and we were told that it was
Can I turn the light on for a minute so I can see it?
Oh.
Are you okay with that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were told there was a name Jacob attached to it, and it was potentially used in a murder. We were told of a murder of a woman, and we assumed that it was a man named Jacob who killed his girlfriend or wife or something like that with it. And we did get I think we got some stuff from it relating to that type of incident. Something happened. So some new information.
They're asking, what is it?
It's a metal piece. It looks like
It's like a shucker, isn't it?
that's what we were told originally, but I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
I think that's what they used to do the husking. That like when like you snap almost like a knife, so a handmade knife for shucking.
So that's me. So we were told that again that maybe some new information that possibly maybe that this may have something to do with the, what was it, Chandler Waters? Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Chandler Waters murders or something. Let me pull it up. Or Clearwater.
No, it wasn't
Where's-
Clearwater.
Well, what the heck? Come on. It's not that difficult to do. There we go. It's called the Changewater Village. Here.
Is the story there?
A little bit of it.
John Kasner and family killed during a robbery. I can't read this. And my eyes not the greatest. Joseph Cantor Jr.
Oh, just when you said that, the blue light above went off.
So I know it was. This is kind of.
So those two names were the two people that were charged, I think. No?
John Castor and his family were killed during the robbery, and I know it was killed John B. Parker. Killed were John B. Parker, who was the wife's brother. Maria Kasner was the wife, with the body of a 3-year-old daughter, Mary, in her arms.
See the static, guys? They're going right on above his head.
All killed with blunt instruments. I know there were 2 children that lived. They found them in their beds.
And 2 other children were killed.
Yeah. And the people that they convicted, after they had 5 different trials where they kept trying to convict these 2 people. I think it was Joe and Peter were their names. They tried to, because Joe, apparently from what I saw, Joe was having money problems and he knew them, and John Kasner was known for having a lot of money in his house. He kept his money in his house, a lot of money. And Joe was really in debt, but then after the murders, they said he had money to pay off all of his debt, which he didn't have before. So there were like 5 different trials, and finally they convicted this Joe and Peter of the murders, and they were hanged for it, but they don't think that they were the people that did it, because in all these trials, there was information that didn't come out until like the 5th trial, where witnesses just came out of nowhere.
And they never testified before,
didn't
right?
testify in any of the 4 trials before. So this is what again, Donna believes that this may have something to do with this with this case and this murder. She said there were a lot of Jacobs involved. I don't know where that.
Yeah, at the very bottom, you got to go to.
Skinner was friends with John Kasner, 35 years old. Okay, that's one Jacob. Reverend Jacob Castor was a preacher and wrote the inscription on the tombstones. Alliance to find the murderers. So there was alliance to find the murderers, which included Jacob Davis and Jacob Barr. So those were all the Jacobs. So I think that what the medium is basically saying, or what Donna and the medium were basically saying, was Jacob may have come through as a name that was attached that they were getting, because there were a lot of different Jacobs
tied to
involved in trying to solve this murder.
Wouldn't it be bizarre if the alliance that was made were actually the people who killed him? Killed that whole family. Well, they found which body they found? They found it in a sinkhole, didn't they?
That was John's body.
Yeah.
So again, Jacob was friends with John, which again, he was 35 years old. So coincidence?
So they all knew about the money
I don't
because
know,
they supposedly what we were listening to, there was a knock at the door and it was someone they knew.
so
But I have to tell you real quick, while you were reading that, your static fingers, both of them, same time. You had the blue lights go off above at first when you started, and then your two static fingers lit up at the same time.
So we did try to get as much information from this object. The last time we were here, which was a long time ago, that we spoke to whoever may be attached, but now we have some new possible information. While I was reading the information about John, what was his name? Skinner? Skinner? I gotta shut your phone off.
I'll get it for you.
Is it John Skinner? Kasner. John Kasner. Okay. When I was reading the information about John Kasner and his family that were murdered and during a robbery, things were kind of reacting over in this area here. And I don't know if that was, again, somebody reacting to that we are talking about there's murderers again, and that that metal object was somehow attached to the murder and whatever happened to John and his family. Again, the name Jacob came through the medium that was holding that object, and there were several Jacobs involved in the search to find the killers of John's family, John Kasner's family. We're going to try to get some more information to see if anybody will react. We know that Joe and Peter were convicted and hanged because of the murders. They were charged with the murders after 4 different trials. They were finally convicted and hanged. If anybody is here connected to that object that wants to tell us more of the story, give us any more information. Any of the people that I mentioned, John, his wife, his children, Jacob, any of the Jacobs that were involved, Peter, Joe, any of you are here and you want to tell us something that we could use to find out if that object was somehow connected to this tragedy, this murder of this family, we're going to ask that you please do that. I don't know if you remember or not when we were here last time, but everything around that shucker, that metal object, reacts to energy, somebody being present there who's ever connected. So if somebody's there and they're listening and they want to get our attention, that's to do what you did before, or whatever you did. If you moved, if you just came from out of that object, and everything kind of changed colors over there, then do that so we know it's you and that you're there. Because we would love to be able to A, prove that this was somehow connected, and B, find out any more information.
Or even for a robbery, it was brutal because remember what they said about the one that went to bed? Was it the older son that went to bed after they'd worked and they found it with a pillow was over his head when they removed it? His head was bashed in so bad that his skull was sticking out of the side of his.
Yeah, what was it called again? The chain. What was it again? You said the name of the murder. Clearwater, was it?
Oh God.
I mean, Changewater.
Yeah, Changewater.
1843. So look that up after we're done here. Again, any more information that you could give us. We were able to kind of confirm the last time that maybe that object was used in a brutal action, an act of brutality, maybe a murder against a woman at least. Maybe it was used for more than one murder. Could someone let us know? Again, you just being around, I'll hold on to the object. I'll pick it up. That's me doing all that. Here. So I'll wait till they stop. Because all you need to do is touch them and move around in that area for those twinkling objects to do what they're doing right now. Did anybody use this to hurt somebody or murder somebody?
Also makes you think, was it a weapon of convenience, you know?
John
Easy access.
Kasner? Yep, there we go.
Oh,
So that name rings a bell. Not just him, his whole family. Well, most of his family, with the exception of his 2 children, were murdered. Was this object here used in any of those murders? Show me by releasing your energy. I mentioned John Kasner's name, and that light right there went off. John, are you present here? Can you hear me? Your body was found in a ditch, from what I read. There you go. Look at that. Bam, bam. Okay. Why are you shutting off? You see this?
yeah.
So, John, your body was found in a ditch that the following day they found. They were trying to tell your family that they found your body and let them know that you were dead. And that's when they discovered the bodies of your wife, some of your children, and your wife's brother. Are you aware of that? And they convicted 2 men, Joe and Peter. Did either of those men, did they do this? Were they responsible? Because they were the ones that were hanged for this. Could you light up any of these lights here, around here? John or Peter? Did they do it? This is pretty heavy. Again, the blunt force, this would have to be used over and over. And I don't know how long this extends beyond what I'm holding, but horrible way to die if this was used for that. I mean, it would take multiple blows with this for sure. All right, let's try EVP. I'm going to put this back up here again.
Yeah, please, because it looks like you're too comfortable with swinging that.
If you want to release any of your energy in this area around this object, this weapon, release your energy now. John Kasner, are you here? I'm going to put this back. That's me doing that. That's me. I'm going to put this dome up here too.
That's John.
What?
You just popped up on the SLS. It's this time.
Put that dome up there too. That's me. All right, John, or whoever this is. I'll do my recorder.
Just so y'all know, that's mapping John.
Should have stopped by now. There we go. So again, I'm going to try to ask some questions. I prefer if you say your name when you're answering them. So John Kasner, if this is you, try to say I'm John, so we know it's you. Any of the Jacobs that may be attached to this, just say this is Jacob or Jacob, so we know your name. So the first question I'm going to ask is, who are you? So I know who I'm speaking to. that name will be the one that we'll assume we're speaking with, and we'll just go from there and ask. See the static?
Yes.
So we'll try that. And I want to know as much of this case as I can. So, John, if it is you, because every time I mention your name, that's the kind of reaction I get. But maybe, again, maybe the Jacobs, they know so much about this murder that maybe that's why they're reacting to the name John as well. Another John, 3 Johns in a row. Isn't this bizarre?
Oh,
So, again, as much information as any of you can give us, we're just going to use it. And if we can clear Joe and wow,
oh wow.
how many times does that go off tonight? The cat ball.
Wow.
Every time I mention John. So again, any information that we could use, if we could exonerate Joe and Peter, if they really weren't the ones who did this, and John, you would know if they did, because whoever it was killed you and dumped your body in a ditch. So obviously they confronted you and murdered you. So if it's you, tell us who did it. John or Peter, Joe or Peter, if you're here, tell us you didn't do it and who did it, or tell us you didn't do it. I'm going to put this recorder over here, right up here. Okay, that's me doing all that. That's me. That's me. John Kastner. I'm not doing the EVP session yet because the tripwire next to me is swaying back and forth as I'm looking at it right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's swaying. See it? It's still moving. And the cat ball just went off, but okay, now it's stopping. Could you push that even harder with your hand or whatever you're doing to make it really sway back and forth? Try really, really hard to use your energy and give it a good push. There you go. Little harder than that, though. I see it moving a little bit. Give it a good push as hard as you can. Okay. John Kastner, if you are here, please say your name. If this is any of the people named Jacob, the Reverend, or any of the other Jacobs who were involved in trying to find the killer, if you're here, please say Jacob and whatever your last name is. Joe or Peter, same thing. If it's you, please say either of your names right now. John, I'm getting a lot of reaction to your name. If you know who killed you and the members of your family, please tell us that person's name right now. Was that object up there that I was holding, was that used in any way in this murder, in this crime? Were Joe and Peter wrongly convicted and hanged? Were Joe and Peter, in fact, the murderers, the people that did this? Anything you could tell us, anyone who's listening, about that murder and who did it? My stomach again. We would love to know. Please tell us something that could help us with this murder. John Kastner, what were you doing that night when you were murdered? I was pointing to you because I saw a light go across the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if those lights lit up there or it was something else, but it was just like it went like back and forth.
Did you guys see the lights that John's talking
It was
about?
way up top, so if the phone wasn't there, then
It'd be really hard because, yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know what to believe here now. I mean, I got a strong reaction with the cat balls and everything on that
Yeah.
thing.
They said they saw the lights.
You know what I mean? But we did verify before that this was used in some kind of assault.
Yeah.
On a woman, but I don't know about a whole family. I'm going to put this recorder over here. Right up here. That was moving back and
Yeah,
forth.
it
That's
was.
me doing all that.
Oh,
That's me. That's me. See? John Kastner. Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
John Kastner. Gotta be someone outside.
I'm not doing the EVP session yet because the tripwire next to me is swaying back and forth as I'm looking at it right there. I don't know if you can see that.
It's not moving now.
It's
No.
swaying. See it? It's still moving. And the cap ball just went off, but okay, now it's stopping. Could you push that even harder with your hand or whatever you're doing to make it really sway back and forth? Try really, really hard to use your energy and give it a good push.
They didn't see the lights, but they saw the light play from the lights when they went
There you
on.
go. Little harder than that, though. I see it moving a little bit. Give it a good push as hard as you can.
Way up there.
Okay. John Kastner,
Again.
if you are here, please say your name. If this is any of the people named Jacob, the Reverend, or any of the other Jacobs who were involved in trying to find the killer, if you're here, please say Jacob and whatever your last name is.
Oh, the light up above went off
I
again.
told you. Like the top ones, right?
Yeah.
Joe or Peter, same thing. If it's you, please say either of your names right now. John, I'm getting a lot of reaction to your name. If you know who killed you and the members of your family, please tell us that person's name right now. Please tell us that person's name right now.
Oh,
Please tell us that person's name right now.
boy,
Family,
he said something.
please tell us that person's name right now.
It's just 2 words. I can't
Members of your
remember.
family,
Damn.
please tell us that person's name right now.
After I say right now.
And the members of your family, please tell us that person's name right now.
Right there. Right after I said
Family, please tell us that person's name right now.
right there.
Your family, please tell us that person's name right now.
You know what it sounds like? Brother.
No.
That
Listen.
person's name right now.
His brother was killed.
Tell
Wasn't
us that person's name right now.
he?
Sounds
Please
like
tell us
brother.
that person's name right now.
Oh no, I gotta amplify that. He says 2 words though, easily. I gotta amplify that.
Was that object up there that I was holding, was that used Was that used in any way in this murder, in this crime?
It's another one. I can't make it out.
Oh, the light went again.
Crime.
It's just, I don't know. I gotta amplify it. This is again. I gotta raise that volume up big time. He responded to Toad's 2 questions about
Yep.
who killed him and about it being used in a crime. Just very, very low. Very low.
Were Joe and Peter wrongly convicted and hanged? Were Joe and Peter, in fact, the murderers, the people that did this? Anything you could tell us, anyone who's listening, about that murder and who did it? I started again. We would love to know. Please tell us something that could help us with this murder. John Costner, what were you doing that night when you were murdered?
But the name of the people convicted and hanged were, I'm just reading it here, Joseph Carter Jr. and Peter W. Parks. Those were the 2 people that were found guilty and hanged for the crime of murdering John Kastner and his family.
And they believe it was unjustly.
After 5 trials, they finally, they were
they're so adamant.
so fixed on solving the case and
Yep.
getting the murderers that people think they just,
There was no real proof.
yeah, they just kind of railroaded these guys. But
I'd be interested to who was it that was knocked unconscious and said he couldn't remember anything?
I forget.
Because it sounded like that said brother. It'd be interesting to hear you pump that up and see what you get.
That was definitely 2 words though, and he literally answered right after I asked him
Immediately.
that. But again, I don't know. This is a tough one. This is definitely. I mean, the way those were reacting, initially to put
Every time you said their name.
every time I said John's name,
Yep.
it reacted. So, John, if you're here, I want you to try really, really hard. If this is John Kastner,
They also asked if you'd use that box and see if you could get something again.
John, I want you to try really, really hard to try to give me some definitive proof, if you can. You made that circle, rainbow thing go around. These 2 V fingers were lighting up. These wires, that little touch ball there. John Kastner, if it's you, if that's who we're talking to here, if you are present or we're channeling you in, by talking about your murder and the murder of your family. Please show me something that tell me that it's definitely you and that you're here and that was somehow involved. Show me something. Can you do that one more time? One more time. Well, that's a tough one. You know? And this is based on a medium saying a name Jacob, and there were 4 Jacobs involved in that. But that's a tough one. I'm going to put this recorder over here. All right. Anybody attached to this object, if it is somehow connected at all to the murder that we were discussing, I want you to say something out loud, and I'll pick it up on this box here in my hand. If it relates to the murder of John Kasner, tell me something that I could use. Said I'll touch you.
Okay.
I saw you touch the wire. Give me something that relates to proof to the murder, to who did it, whether or not that object was used. I need something that I definitely could use. Anything you could tell me to help me with that. Daughter.
Daughter.
Well, I mean, I think there was a daughter murdered.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of
It
the
was a little
daughters
girl.
survived.
I think it was 2 little boys that survived. They found in the back room.
Well, the daughter was on his lap, right? Isn't that what I read?
On the mother.
Yeah. Oh my God. John's daughter wouldn't happen to be here, would she? The 3-year-old? Okay. It's late. We got to wrap up. This is another case for another time. That was a weird one, but I don't know if I'm any closer to believing. If I listen to that ADVP and I'm able to get it clear,
Yeah.
then I'll be the biggest believer that there is, you know. But that was a weird one. All right, let me show you again. It's over there somewhere. And we got the dolls that we right there, and there she is right there. You want to say good night?
The doll. Oh yes. Good night, everybody.
The what? The doll. Good night,
The doll,
everybody.
good night, everybody.
She's loony.
Hello.
She's loony, but she's my loony.
I am your loony.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Another strange one. They're all strange. Creeper Gallery, New Hope, Pennsylvania, 7 West Bridge Street. If you get a chance, definitely come here. Check out the artwork. Check out all the Red Room and the haunted objects here. And we'll talk to you soon. All right? Have a good night.